So this is one of my favorite ways to stretch out your hip flexors on the front of your legs. So what you're going to do is you'll get into kind of a half kneeling position. So one leg up, one leg back. If you need some kind of support, something softer for the knee, you can put a pillow there. You can do it on carpet. And then I recommend that people have something next to them, like a chair or a wall, something that they can hold on to so that they don't have to try to balance while they're doing this stretch. Because if you're balancing, then you're using more of your muscles and you're not really able to relax into the stretch. So have something to hold on to take balance out of the equation. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to just tuck your tail underneath you. So imagine you have a tail and you're just going to do what we call a posterior pelvic tilt. So you're rocking your pelvis back like this. So you tuck the tail and you might already start to feel a stretch in the front of your thigh, which if you do, great. As long as it's a medium stretch, you don't need to do anything beyond that. If you don't feel much of a stretch with that, then what you're going to do is posterior pelvic tilt, and then you're going to kind of drive your hips forward. So just moving your hips, and you'll see my knee and thighs going forward too. So you drive it forward until you start feeling a stretch in the hip and the thigh, okay? So oftentimes what I see people do wrong with this stretch is they think, okay, if I just drive my hips forward, I'm going to get a good stretch, which sometimes that's true, but oftentimes as people are driving their hips forward, they just start arching their back. And so they're not actually taking both ends of where those muscles connect and stretching them. They're just moving their body forward and not going to get a stretch out of it. So you really have to do that posterior pelvic tilt first, and then drive the hips forward. And then that's when you'll really feel a good stretch there in the front of the thigh. You might feel it higher up in the thigh. You might also feel it lower down towards the knee. You have two different hip flexor muscles, the iliopsoas, which is higher up, and then you have your rectus femoris, which goes across the hip and the knee. So whichever one of those is a little bit tighter, you might feel it a little lower down or a little higher up. So hold this for at least 30 seconds. That's how long you need to hold it in order to feel some kind of change beyond that doing the actual exercise so that things actually take effect. Okay, so try that at home, see how it feels.